Hello, dear Homepedia family. Have you ever walked into an old hacienda on a scorching summer day and felt that rush of cool air embrace you, even though there's no air conditioning humming anywhere? That ancient mystery isn't magic. It's the art of passive cooling through thick adobe walls that have been regulating temperatures for centuries. These massive earth walls don't just sit there looking beautiful with their lime-wash glow. They're actively working as natural climate control systems. Imagine transforming your home into a sanctuary that breathes with the rhythm of day and night, where walls absorb relentless heat during blazing afternoons and gently release coolness when you need it most. If this sustainable architecture approach speaks to your soul, make sure you like this video, share it with fellow design enthusiasts, and drop a comment below about your experience with traditional building techniques or passive cooling strategies. The secret behind Hacienda-style passive cooling lies in understanding thermal mass, which is the ability of dense materials like adobe to store and release heat over extended periods. When you build walls that are 18 to 24 inches thick using sun-baked clay bricks, you're creating a natural battery that charges with solar heat during the day and discharges that warmth gradually through the night, maintaining steady indoor temperatures without mechanical intervention. Adobe construction begins with locally sourced clay soil mixed with sand, water, and organic fibers like straw to create bricks that are formed by hand and dried under the desert sun for weeks. This ancient building material has been perfected over thousands of years across Spanish colonial territories, from New Mexico to Mexico, and the beauty is that every brick becomes part of a living, breathing wall system that responds to environmental conditions with remarkable intelligence and grace. The thermal performance of thick adobe walls depends on their mass, which acts as a heat sink that slows the transfer of outdoor temperatures to interior spaces by creating what architects call a time lag effect. During scorching afternoons, when outside temperatures soar above 100 degrees, these massive walls are still absorbing heat slowly, keeping interiors remarkably cool. And then after sunset, when the desert cools, the walls release their stored warmth to maintain comfortable evening temperatures throughout the night. Traditional Hacienda architecture combines adobe walls with lime wash finishes that add another layer of climate control and protection to these earthen structures. Lime wash is created from slaked lime putty mixed with natural pigments, and when brushed onto adobe surfaces, it forms a breathable coating that allows moisture vapor to pass through while reflecting solar radiation, creating that iconic white or warm-toned exterior that defines Spanish colonial aesthetic and functional brilliance. The application of lime wash over adobe creates a self-healing surface because lime is slightly water-soluble, meaning small cracks can seal themselves when moisture interacts with the coating. This traditional finish technique has protected countless haciendas for centuries, providing weather resistance without trapping moisture inside the walls, which is crucial for maintaining the structural integrity of earthen construction in climates with occasional rain or humidity, making it superior to modern cement-based coatings. Passive solar design principles guide the orientation and layout of traditional hacienda buildings to maximize natural cooling and minimize heat gain throughout the year. Architects positioned these structures to avoid direct sun exposure during peak heat hours, incorporated deep overhangs and covered porticos to shade walls and windows, and designed interior courtyards that create microclimates where cool air settles at night and flows through the building during the day, demonstrating sophisticated climate-responsive design. The courtyard, or patio central, functions as the heart of passive cooling in Hacienda architecture by creating a thermal well where cooler, denser air accumulates overnight. As the sun rises and warms the exterior walls, the temperature differential between the shaded courtyard and heated roof creates natural convection currents that draw cool air from the courtyard through the interior rooms and exhaust warm air through high vents or openings, establishing continuous airflow without fans or mechanical systems. Small, strategically placed windows in Adobe walls serve multiple purposes in a passive cooling strategy, from reducing heat gain by limiting direct solar exposure to maintaining structural integrity in thick-walled construction. These deep-set openings, often framed with hand-hewn wooden lintels, create shaded recesses that prevent afternoon sun from penetrating interior spaces. And when positioned on opposite walls, they facilitate cross-ventilation that enhances natural air circulation through rooms during cooler morning and evening hours. The thermal conductivity of Adobe is relatively low compared to modern materials like concrete or steel, meaning heat moves slowly through these thick walls. This property, combined with the material's high heat capacity, allows Adobe to store significant amounts of thermal energy without rapid temperature changes, creating indoor environments that remain stable and comfortable even when outdoor temperatures fluctuate wildly between day and night, as is common in desert and semi-arid climates where Hacienda architecture thrives. clay roof tiles, another signature element of Hacienda design, contribute to passive cooling by absorbing daytime heat and releasing it upward away from living spaces. The air gap between curved tiles and the roof structure creates an insulating layer that prevents heat transfer downward, while the terracotta material's thermal mass moderates temperature extremes, and the tile's shape allows air to circulate beneath them, further reducing heat buildup in the roof assembly and keeping upper-level spaces comfortable. Natural ventilation strategies in traditional haciendas include the strategic placement of doors, windows, and ventilation openings that capture prevailing breezes and channel them through interior spaces. Architects studied local wind patterns and designed buildings to align with dominant airflows, creating pressure differentials that drive natural ventilation. And in many cases, they incorporated clear-story windows or roof vents that allow hot air to escape from the highest points while drawing cooler air from shaded courtyards or ground-level openings. The marriage of thick Adobe walls and limewash finishes creates a synergistic system where each element enhances the other's performance in climate control. Adobe provides the thermal mass that moderates temperature swings, while limewash adds reflectivity to minimize solar heat gain on exterior surfaces. And together, they form a vapor-permeable envelope that allows buildings to breathe, preventing moisture accumulation that could compromise structural integrity or indoor air quality in these sustainable architectural masterpieces. Sustainable building practices inherent in hacienda construction include the use of locally sourced materials that minimize transportation emissions and support regional economies. Adobe bricks are literally made from the earth beneath the building site. Lime can be produced from local limestone deposits, and wooden beams often come from nearby forests, creating a construction process with minimal carbon footprint compared to modern buildings that rely on industrially produced materials shipped from distant locations. The longevity of Adobe architecture demonstrates its sustainability, with many haciendas and missions built 300 to 500 years ago still standing and functioning today. This durability comes from the natural compatibility of Adobe with its environment, the self-healing properties of lime finishes, and the minimal maintenance required when these buildings are properly designed and protected from excessive moisture, proving that traditional techniques can create structures that outlast modern construction while maintaining comfort and beauty. Contemporary architects are rediscovering the wisdom of thick-walled, thermal mass construction as climate change intensifies and energy costs rise. Modern adaptations of hacienda-style passive cooling include using stabilized adobe with small amounts of asphalt emulsion for improved weather resistance, combining traditional thick walls with modern insulation techniques, and integrating passive cooling principles with energy-efficient windows and mechanical systems that work together to minimize environmental impact while maximizing occupant comfort. The embodied energy of Adobe construction is remarkably low because the material requires no firing or high-temperature processing like brick or concrete. Sun-dried Adobe bricks are formed, cured naturally by solar radiation, and stacked with mud mortar, creating walls through human labor and renewable solar energy rather than fossil fuels. And this low-impact production process, combined with Adobe's excellent thermal performance, makes it one of the most environmentally responsible building materials available. Lime wash application techniques passed down through generations involve hand-brushing thin coats of the lime putty mixture onto prepared Adobe surfaces in varying strokes. Traditional plasterers use natural bristle brushes to create textured finishes with subtle movement, applying multiple coats that build up slowly, and each layer carbonates by absorbing carbon dioxide from the air, transforming back into limestone and creating a durable, breathable, luminous surface that ages beautifully and can be refreshed periodically without removing previous applications. The acoustic properties of thick Adobe walls provide another benefit beyond temperature control, as the mass and density of earthen construction absorbs sound waves and reduces noise transmission. This creates peaceful interior environments shielded from exterior noise, whether from wind, traffic, or neighbors, and the quiet, serene atmosphere of haciendas contributes to their reputation as restful sanctuaries, demonstrating how traditional building techniques address multiple aspects of occupant comfort simultaneously through intelligent material selection. Moisture management in Adobe architecture relies on vapor permeability and proper detailing to protect walls from water damage while allowing them to dry naturally. Traditional builders understood that Adobe must breathe, so they used lime-based finishes rather than impermeable cement stucco, designed generous roof overhangs to protect walls from rain, raised foundations above grade to prevent ground moisture from wicking into walls, and ensured adequate drainage around building perimeters to keep Adobe dry and structurally sound. The cultural heritage embedded in Hacienda architecture connects us to generations of builders who mastered climate-responsive design through observation and experimentation. These structures represent accumulated wisdom about living comfortably in challenging environments, and by studying and adapting their techniques, we honor that heritage while addressing contemporary challenges like climate change, resource depletion, and energy security, proving that looking backward can illuminate paths forward toward more sustainable and resilient built environments. Regional variations in Hacienda style reflect local climatic conditions, available materials, and cultural influences. From the red clay adobe of New Mexico to the white lime-washed haciendas of Spain and Mexico. These adaptations demonstrate the flexibility of passive cooling principles and earthen construction techniques, showing how core concepts can be tailored to specific contexts while maintaining effectiveness. And this regional diversity offers inspiration for contemporary architects seeking to create climate-appropriate buildings in various geographic locations. The integration of water features like fountains in Hacienda courtyards adds evaporative cooling to the passive climate control system. As water evaporates in the dry desert air, it absorbs heat energy from its surroundings, lowering air temperature in the courtyard and creating cool microclimates that enhance the natural ventilation strategy. And the sound of running water also contributes to the sensory experience of coolness, demonstrating how Hacienda design addresses both physical comfort and psychological perception of temperature. Modern building codes and construction standards sometimes present challenges for those wanting to build with traditional Adobe techniques. But growing interest in sustainable architecture is prompting updates to regulations. Some jurisdictions now offer alternative compliance paths for earthen construction, recognize the seismic performance of properly designed Adobe buildings, and acknowledge the energy efficiency benefits of thermal mass, making it increasingly feasible to incorporate these time-tested techniques into contemporary projects. The future of passive cooling architecture likely involves hybrid approaches that combine traditional wisdom with modern technology. Using thick walls for thermal mass while adding high-performance windows, integrating natural ventilation with smart controls that optimize airflow based on temperature and humidity, and pairing earthen materials with advanced insulation techniques. These synergistic systems can achieve even better performance than either traditional or modern approaches alone, creating buildings that are comfortable, energy efficient, and environmentally responsible. The revival of interest in Hacienda-style passive cooling reflects broader trends toward sustainability, resilience, and connection to place in contemporary architecture. As people recognize the limitations of energy-intensive mechanical systems and seek buildings that tread lightly on the earth, traditional techniques like Adobe construction and lime finishing offer proven solutions that have sustained human comfort for millennia, and their integration into modern design represents not a retreat to the past, but an evolution toward more thoughtful and regenerative approaches to building. The art of passive cooling through traditional Hacienda-style Adobe walls teaches us that the most elegant solutions often come from working with nature rather than against it. These thick earthen walls with their lime wash finishes prove that sustainable architecture isn't a modern invention but a return to principles that served humanity beautifully for centuries. And by embracing thermal mass, natural ventilation, and climate-responsive design, we can create homes that provide comfort without compromising our planet's future or our connection to architectural heritage. If this exploration of ancient wisdom meeting modern sustainability inspired you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more innovative design content and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced the cool embrace of Adobe walls? Or are you considering passive cooling techniques for your next project? Let's continue this conversation about building better, more sustainable spaces that honor both tradition and innovation in creating homes that truly breathe with life.